Hi, welcome back to our online preparation course for the TOEFL test. In this module, we are going to continue our preparation for the grammar section of the test. This time, we are going to be focusing on the use of the verb. So, when you are ready, let's start. Okay? There are many different problems in using the correct verb tense in English, right? And there are 4 specific problems that occur in the TOEFL test. The first one is the past with the present. The second one is have and had. The third one is correct tense with time expressions. And the fourth one is correct tense with will and would. Okay, so we are going to be covering these 4 problems that most students have when answering the grammar section of the TOEFL test. Okay, the first one is the past with the present. Okay, I want you to look at the following sentence and tell me if it is correct or incorrect. Okay, it says he took the money when he wants it. Okay, for a moment think and decide if the sentence is correct or incorrect. Yeah, okay, as you figure out, the sentence is incorrect. This sentence says that he took the money in the past when he wants it in the present. Okay, if you notice, this meaning does not make any sense. It is impossible to do something in the past as a result of something you want in the present. Okay? So that's why it is incorrect. We can correct this sentence in 2 different ways. We can say he took the money when he wanted, right? Saying that he took the money in the past when he wanted in the past. This one is logical. Or we can say he takes the money when he wants, as if it was a routine. Okay, so this meaning is also logical. Okay, so even though we have these situations where the combination of past and present is not correct and it is quite illogical, right? It is necessary also to say that it is possible to have a logical sentence in English that has a past and a present tense. For example, the one that you have in your screen, okay? I know that he took the money yesterday, okay? The meaning of this sentence is logical. I know right now that he took the money yesterday, okay? So you can see from this example that it is possible for an English sentence to have both the past and the present tense, okay? But it is important that you analyze the meaning of the sentence in order to decide if this combination is correct or not. So here are some considerations. If you see a sentence with one verb in the past and one verb in the present, the sentence is probably incorrect. However, it is possible for a correct sentence to have both past and present together. Okay, as I said, you have to really analyze the meaning of the sentence in order to determine if the combination is correct or incorrect. If you see the past and present together, right? Again, you have to do a good analysis in order to decide if the combination is correct or incorrect. Okay, let's continue with have and had. These are 2 words, yeah, that belong to tenses that are often confused, right? They make students get confused because they are really, really confusing. Okay, so you have 2 sentences. She has lived in Los Angeles for 10 years, right? If you notice, this sentence is in present perfect. And the second one, Sue had lived in Los Angeles for 10 years when she moved to San Diego. If you notice, this sentence is in past perfect. Okay? So, you need to understand how to differentiate these 2 tenses, okay? Present perfect refers to the period of time from the past until the present. Past perfect refers to a period of time that started in the past and ended in the past before something else happened in the past, okay? So, if you notice, they are very different, but we get confused with these 2 tenses, okay? So, the first sentence, she has lived in Los Angeles for 10 years, means that Sue has lived in Los Angeles for the 10 years up to now, okay? So, according to this sentence, Sue is still living in Los Angeles. On the second case, right, we have Sue had lived in Los Angeles for 10 years when she moved to San Diego. Okay? So this means that Sue lived in Los Angeles for 10 years in the past before she moved to San Diego in the past. That means that she doesn't live in Los Angeles anymore. Okay? So did you notice how they are different? Okay. So let's analyze the following sentences. If you notice, you have two sentences in present perfect. At the start of the 19th century, Thomas Jefferson has become president of the United States, and every time Jim worked in his car, he has improved it. Then you have one sentence in past perfect. Tom had finished the exam when the teacher collects the paper. Okay, take a moment and decide if the sentences are correct or incorrect. Okay, the first sentence is incorrect because you cannot use present perfect when you have a specific time in the past. For example, at the start of the 19th century. In this case, the sentence has to be in past simple. At the start of the 19th century, Thomas Jefferson became president of the United States. Okay, you cannot use present perfect when something started and finished in a specific time. Every time Jim worked in his car, he has improved it. Okay, if you notice, this sentence is also incorrect. Why? Because it has to be every time Jim worked in his car, he improved it. Why? Because both situations, happened in the past. Okay, the last sentence. Tom had finished the exam when the teacher collects the papers. This sentence is also incorrect. Why? Because past perfect combines with past simple. Okay? Why? Because Tom had finished the exam when the teacher collected the papers. That means that Tom had finished the exam before the teacher collected the papers. So both situations have a past connotation. The only thing is that Tom had finished is in past perfect and collected is in past simple. Okay? So these are two tenses that you have to be very careful about. Okay, so we have here this chart, right, that may help you understand what I said. Present perfect, we build it with have plus past participle. The meaning is past up to now, and you cannot use it with a past tense. The past perfect, you make it with had plus past participle. It means before past up to past, and you cannot use it with present tense. Okay. What happens with present perfect is that there is one situation in which you can use it with past simple, and it happens when you have the word since. For example, I haven't seen him since we met last year. So this combination is possible, okay? But only when you have the word since. Okay, another point that is important, right? Why? Because students sometimes have problems with this kind of situations, is to use the correct tense with time expressions. Just as we know that we use, when we have at the moment or now, we use present continuous, or when we have always or usually, we use present simple. Yeah, it is also important that you determine other tenses because of the time expressions. For example, we moved to New York in 1980, right? If you notice, in 1980 helps you determine that you need the past simple, okay? For example, we had left there by 1990. So by 1990, yeah, is a particular expression for past perfect. So this time expression is going to help you know that the verb that you need has to be in past perfect, okay? We have lived in San Francisco since 1999. Yeah? The time expression since 1999 will help you determine that the tense that you need is present perfect, okay? So you have to pay special attention to the time expressions in order for you to determine if the tenses are correct or incorrect. Some other expressions that are helpful are, for example, ago. She got a job 2 years ago. This is an expression that is used in past simple. She started working last year. Last year is another expression that is used in past simple. She has worked very hard lately. Lately is a time expression that is used with present perfect, okay? So be sure that you really analyze the sentences and pay attention to the time expressions in order to know if the tense is correct. Okay, here you have a chart that will help you. By and the year is for past perfect. Ago, last, in, no? For example, 2 years ago, last year, in 1920, that is simple past. Since 1920, lately is for present perfect. Okay? Another problem, that most students have is the correct tense with will and would, right? I want you to look at the sentences and try to tell me if they are correct or incorrect. You have, I know that he would arrive soon. It was certain that he will graduate. Okay? Yes, the first one is incorrect. And the second one is incorrect too. Why? Because if you notice in the first case, you have the first part of the sentence in present simple and the second one with would. That is not possible. Okay? You can combine present simple with will, but not present simple with would. Okay? Or you can combine past simple with would, but you cannot combine past simple with will. Okay? So these two sentences are correct. Let's repeat the information. You cannot combine present simple with would or past simple with will. Okay, so the sentence is incorrect. You can combine present simple with will, as in the first case, I know that he will arrive soon, or you can combine past simple with would. I knew that he would arrive soon. Those combinations are correct. For example, in this case, it was certain that he will graduate. Is it correct or incorrect? It's incorrect, right? Why? Because we cannot combine the past with will, okay? So we have two options. It was certain that he would graduate, which is correct, or it is certain that he will graduate. So if you notice again, we can combine the past with would and the present with will, okay? Okay, so here is the information that I already told you. Will has a meaning after the present, would after the past. In terms of will, you cannot use the past, and in case of would, you cannot use the present, okay? When you use would in order to make polite requests, right? In this case, yes, you can use the present simple, but only in this situation. If you say, I would like to know if you have a pencil that I could borrow, yes, you can use that combination. Okay? So, let's review some important information. First of all, analyze carefully sentences which have a past and a present together. Remember, they may be incorrect, but there is also a chance that they are correct. Okay? Sentences in past perfect cannot be combined with sentences in present, and sentences in present perfect cannot be combined with sentences in past, except when the word since is used. Pay close attention to time expressions so you can decide the tense the sentence must be in. And with will, use the present tense. With would, use the past tense. Okay, I hope this information was useful for you. Okay, go back to the model, do the exercises, and see you next time.